This is Arvin Vohra, founder of Vohra Method and author of The Equation for Excellence, How to Make Your Child Excel at Math. In this video, we're going to discuss the review system, why we do reviews at the beginning of every Vohra Method class. I want you to imagine a series of math lessons. Suppose that in 1 year, let's say when you're a kid, let's say you learn addition, then you forget all of addition, and then the next year you learn subtraction. Then you forget all of subtraction, the next year you learn multiplication, and then you forget all of multiplication, the next year you learn division. Now, those of you who are good at arithmetic or just good at math are probably saying, what in the world is Arvin talking about? That doesn't make any sense. If you can't do addition, how are you going to do subtraction? If you can't do addition, you can't do multiplication if you don't know how to do addition. And you can't do division if you don't know how to do multiplication. You can't do division without multiplication. You can't do multiplication without addition. So you can't do division without addition. What kind of nonsense is Arvin talking about? Well, that's good. If that's what you thought, you passed the test, because that is nonsense. Math builds on itself. You can't do step 5 if you've forgotten how to do you can't do level 5 if you've forgotten how to do level 1. They build on each other. And that's also true in algebra. In algebra, in order to do something like factoring, you need to know how to do distribution. In order to do distribution, you need to know how to multiply monomials. So all these things depend on each other. And so in Vohra Method classes, at the beginning of class, we're going to make sure that we review those skills. Take a look at this diagram. Here's what we're doing. We want to make sure that information that goes into your sensory memory first gets into short-term memory, and then through rehearsal, we get it into your long-term memory. So we practice whatever we need to practice. Anything you get wrong, anything you struggle with, we practice it until it is locked in your long-term memory permanently so you can build on it. In order to learn how to do multiplication, you don't need to just kind of know what addition is. Addition needs to be a permanent skill. And the same thing in algebra. If you want to do factoring, multiplying monomials needs to be a permanent skill. If you want to do advanced SAT problems, factoring needs to be a permanent skill. Now, some of you guys might get worried, and you might say, whoa, if I'm just repeating this stuff, doesn't that mean that maybe I'm just moving backwards, or maybe I'm not making progress? I'm just, repeating the same stuff. Maybe I'm just not even getting anything out of this training. I want to introduce to you one of the greatest athletes of all time, Herschel Walker. This is Herschel Walker in his late 40s, beating to a pulp his opponent in a mixed martial arts fight. Before that, he was a world famous football player, a professional football player. He was on the Olympic bobsled team. He even was with with a ballet company for a full year as a professional ballet dancer. He's one of the most versatile, most impressive athletes really that I've ever heard of in my life. And what's amazing about him is this. What enables him to do all these advanced things, such a wide variety of different sports. I haven't listed all the different sports he played. I just listed a couple of the highlights. Be so amazing at so many different sports is that he focuses on his fundamentals. His workout program was legendary. He would do 1,500 push-ups a day, 2,000 sit-ups a day, something like that. Now, push-ups and sit-ups, those are kind of really basic exercises, right? They're not these super advanced, complicated exercises with machines and all that. They're super, super basic. And that's what he would do. He would focus on his basics, get stronger and stronger and stronger with those basics, and then was an athlete in so many different ways, ranging from a world famous football player to an undefeated mixed martial artist. I mean, he's done everything. He's an incredible, incredible athlete. In math, a lot of it's going to be pretty much the same, in that being excellent at math is going to come from being excellent at your fundamentals. So the more you practice those fundamentals, the better you get at those fundamentals, the better you're going to be at math. In other words, multiplying monomials, for example, is not just something you learn and then you forget. It's like something you get better at. You get better and better and better at it. You're going to get better and better and better at factoring. You'll get better and better and better at adding fractions. Whatever skill you're talking about, you're going to get better at that skill by repeating that skill many, 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 many times. And that's why Vohra Method students demolish their opponents. They're like, if this is a Vohra Method student, this is the SAT. This is a group. This is a school class. This is the AP chemistry test. This is anything that you're facing. If you've built your basics and fundamentals the way Herschel Walker has, then this is going to be any test you take. You're just going to be beating it senseless while it sits there and just tries to cover its face while you beat it and knock it out. Now, what about grammar? Grammar is going to be the same thing. We want to repeat the skills as much as we need to. So you're going to get better at recognizing noun clause. You're going to get better at using noun clause. You're going to get a better understanding of direct objects. You're going to get better at prepositional phrases. Now, what about reading? Why do we repeat reading questions? Well, that's actually a little bit trickier. I want to show you that one. If you want to read amazingly well, like with a super high level of accuracy, your brain needs to be trained to basically take any reading that you do, anything that you read, and put it into your long-term memory. And so that's what we do in the reading program. That's why we do reading review questions, is we want to train your mind to put anything that you read into long-term memory. This is going to help you with any kind of reading, whether it's at school, on an SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, wherever you are, it's going to help with that. So the goal of the review system is to help you practice your fundamentals a lot. Just practice and practice and practice, the ones where you need practice. And obviously once you get good at something, it stops being a review question. So it's not going to be there forever. It's going to be there until it's so permanent, until it's so practiced that it is literally in your DNA and you are just an unstoppable force in whether it's SAT, academics, or some other standardized test or other intellectual type thing. Through repetition, we're going to build up your excellence, build up your skill, and help you get the results that you want.